Hello and welcome back to my Let's Challenge of BioShock. In the last episode we completed the medical pavilion and now we're here in Neptune's bounty, ready to take on the second major area here in this game. There are a few pretty important parts to this area. Few pretty important things that this area is going to introduce us to. We're going to start being able to research our enemies, which is really cool. Allows us to essentially gain certain tonics and skills that are particularly valuable, and also gives us like small damage bonuses to various enemies, stuff like that. Gonna buy some electric buck because we're gonna meet a new type of enemy called, or a new type of Big Daddy, and the Big Daddy is a threat as always. This new type of Big Daddy is especially a threat. So that is a spider splicer. You can see it has the hooks on the hands. The spider splicers are particularly worrying to us. They're particularly threatening, so we need to be aware of that. Come on, I should be able to. For some reason I can't pick this first aid kit up, which is very annoying. Anyway. But yeah, no. So the Rosie, a very different type of Big Daddy to the bouncers that we've been seeing. They like to stay at a distance and use their long-range weapon. So they have a rivet, I believe that's called a rivet gun they use, that essentially pelts you at range, and they do a lot of damage very quickly, so pretty threatening to us. We'll see one very soon, namely that is a Rosie, and you just need to be a little careful because that is the sound of a turret. There are a couple of turrets in this area, both of which are rather annoying to us. So, in order to deal with those turrets, we're actually just going to use pop down here, hit this turret with electrovolt, and start hacking once more. We want that there, we want that there. Lovely. So what's really interesting about this little section is that what we're going to start getting is we're going to get an interaction between some splicers and the Big Daddy. The Big Daddy is going to get attacked by a nitro splicer, a few other things. I wonder how much damage he takes from here. Like, he's already taken a fair amount of damage, which is nice. For us. Just as there's a turret over there, there's a turret back here as well. So we just need to quickly take this one as well. The turrets don't tend to last long against the Rosie, just because the Rosie has, has an equally ranged shot. At least with a bouncer, they need to, the bouncer would need to run all the way to the place of the turret and smash it with the drill, whereas the Rosie can pick them off from relative distance. Okay. I'm just going to pick up this Gene, a physical tonic, lovely, which is a medical expert. I can hear more splices. Yeah, more splices. So you see a splicer just got flung across there. It's great because, you know, this is all logical within the, lore of the game. The fact that these splicers are, you know, addicted to Adam, and so they want to get the Adam from the Big Daddies. This lead head here, oh sorry, looks like a nitro actually. Is a threat to us. Is he leaving the area? So if he is, that's bad for us. Ouch, Jesus. Okay, we're just gonna run for the moment because we want to get that turret involved if we can. Ah, damn. Go away. Do not need you involved. He destroyed my turret. It looks like he has. Or even is the Big Daddy. He's over there. Is he trapped?
We're putting all the bathyspheres in lockdown until further notice. Ryan had us install some kind of genetic device into the thing, so only Ryan and his inner circle will be able to use them without dispensation. But the boys tell me the keys are pretty unreliable. Sisters, cousins, anybody in the ballpark genetically will be able to come and go as they see fit.
Okay, so you see that down there is a proximity mine. We need to be careful not to walk into that. Again, just trying to get him moving towards me. Okay, he's coming towards us, yeah? Should be. This battle is incredibly dangerous if you let it be. So you can see he's launching proximity mines at us. We want him to get as close as possible because then we can start hitting him with this electric button, which is a lot of damage. Problem is, he does like half damage to me. Jesus. Jesus. Come on. Go, go, go. Yes, he's down. Ah, that went really, really well. Okay, you rescue. Oh, thank God. So yeah, that is really not easy. He does a lot of damage to you. You need to be really careful.
I've shown kindness to my little ones, but are you really a friend to us? Regardless, a little one brings you a gift to demonstrate our appreciation.
So yeah, so that's why this one's kind of important. We get a reward, and the reward is big. It gives us a huge amount of Adam, and that's why it's really useful to do it early on. Because by doing it early on, we get access to, you know, more Adam upgrades and more stuff like that early, which is really good. We do need to be careful about those proximity mines, but you can see that the Rosies are a big threat throughout this chapter, as obviously we would expect, being the big daddies. But I would say that's one of the hardest battles to do on like a survivor mode playthrough. Like, you take so much damage, and especially if you're trying to do it without using Vita Chambers, which is one of the various trophies in the game. That is a really difficult one. Okay, so we need to be careful here. There is a very dangerous RPG turret just there. Yeah, we'll just go for it. Once we hack this, we'll just hop behind it and try and hide for a bit, because we are very low health at the moment. And whilst we're currently limited in the places that we can go in this area, it makes a lot more sense to do that than to just throw ourselves into the next battle. Especially because that turret's going to work for us. You can tell that it's going to be a dangerous area because they start giving you lots of they give you a bunch of health packs. Okay, so
his light shineth even down here in the murk. This is the wages of sin. Come where I can reach you.
okay, there we go, lovely. You should always be aware that these RPG turrets always have a tendency to sort of fire one extra one than you'd think they would. And you still obviously do not have any sort of protection from the splash damage. So even if it's a friendly RPG turret for you, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to just be able to, you know, you can't just let it, or you can't let your guard down entirely, because it will still do damage if you're not paying attention. Right now, first aid kits are important, as an E5 will be. Okay, so if we head down here, we're going to hit a certain event. Essentially, there's going to be a key card that we can't actually. I mean, we can hack it, but essentially, if you want to actually find the code, as we realise that we actually must head up. If you want to find the code to this, there will be an audio diary that will eventually give us the code. Oh, I didn't realise I was already holding it. But you can also just hack it. I'm not sure don't think you can hack all keycard doors. but this one you especially can.
Mr. Ryan asked me personally to make this clear to you. You give us Fontaine, and this whole filthy ring of his, and you'll be knocking back pints up at the Fighting McDonald's. But if you prefer to play the mule, we'll treat you like a mule. Give him a taste, Patrick. What's that? Change of heart, Timmy? Timmy! Ready to talk now?
Go on, Sullivan. Go on until you turn it. Whatever Ryan thinks he can do to me, Fontaine can do double!
So there we have an interrogation between, and we sort of see this the rivalry between Ryan and Fontaine. This being Fontaine Fisheries. There is another little sister. I have never had a little sister spawn here before. That is scary. Because we currently have a, I believe at least, that we currently have a armor-piercing round and exploding butt candy. But yeah, I believe we currently have a Gene Tonic on us, which means that if they strike us, if an enemy strikes us, we electrocute surrounding areas, which obviously is a problem, especially against like these big daddies. So we're going to have to try and take this a little careful. There are a total of 3 little sisters in this area. So we're seeing a lot of standard machine gun, standard machine gun, standard whatchamacallit. I think he's trapped. I think he's stuck. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't usually be around this area. I'm just running. So we're heading over here because we want to gain our teddy bear. I mean, he might, if he's stuck there though, this is actually an excellent time for us to kill, to get another successful battle. Yeah, he does look very much trapped. So gift. So here we go. Our first reward, we gain 200 Adam, we gain a new Plasmid, being Hypnotized Big Daddy, and we get some armor-piercing rounds. Now, this is what our new sort of screen is. So we get a new Plasmid slot. We also get health upgrade and Eve upgrade, as always. I think health upgrade is going to be important. You get Enrage and Sonic Boom, which are 2 new Plasmids. You get Target Dummy, which is really quite useful. You get Armored Shell, Eve Link, Extra Nutrition, and Machine Buster, as some other tonics as well. I always think Armored Shell is very useful. I think getting the Eve upgrade is always a good thing, and I think having the extra Plasmid slot is going to be very helpful to us. We do get a trophy there for buying 1 extra slot for our Plasmids. I think Incinerate for the moment is going to be more useful for us than anything else. But yeah, he seems completely immobile to us, which is amazing news, because we have we can just stack up all of these explosive barrels here and just fire them at him, hopefully. That'll be the plan. Because he should not be able to hit us particularly well from where he is. And obviously we also have the missile turret as well helping us out. And there we go, lovely. Okay. Yeah, I've never had that happen, and I don't think it's meant to happen given the way the Big Daddy was actually acting there. But that is really useful for us. That's worked out perfectly. We can now rescue this little sister. And that gives us 2 of our 3 already done.
Thank you. Thank you.
We can start searching things. So let's see which way. So he did actually want to climb the stairs, and I guess was heading up to the vent, which is up there. Anyway. We'll just check if there's any like ammo, stuff like that. I'm pretty sure there was some ammo down below that we could grab. Yeah, there we go, nice. Okay. Okay, so finally we're going to have this next little area. A nice, well, I'd say a nice little area. It's pretty difficult still. Like, there's still nothing easy in this game, certainly. We'll want some more first aid kits, at least 8. Okay, so we head into here, and this is, as you can see, Fontaine Fisheries, and we're going to start interacting with another NPC here. We can't hold any buck. We'll hack the health station because it's important. And if we can get through this, I think that'll be an excellent start to this area, and I might well call this episode to an end because we've got what, two Big Daddies done. So there we go, lovely. Okay, so what's going to happen is that we're going to talk to a guy here.
Nuts, I say. But if in your heads up to the Warp Master's office and find old Peach on research camera, maybe I could manage an invite. Well, what was that? My friend, you are fucked.
So, why are we fucked? Well, our first battle with a spider splicer. So we need to just essentially stay alive at the moment. So there we go. Okay, so yeah, so you just need to survive that section essentially until the Peach can send a security bot to help you out.
You'll find something to keep you alive. Now, go get that camera, and then snapshots of those that crawls on the ceiling. Then I'll let you into the fisheries. Just remember, sonny friend, I smell an ounce of Fontaine on you, and I'll have you in a box. Atlas gives you the vouch, but I ain't turning my eye just on his say-so.
Grown man jumping at ghosts. Fontaine's dead, and everybody knows it. In
the ground for months, and half the place still jumping at his shadow. Christ, even Ryan. You never mind all that. We got
That was a bit of a mistake. Still. So yeah, so there we have it. There we have this new sort of plot line. We meet Peach Wilkins for the first time. We see mentions of Fontaine, this sort of Fontaine and Ryan again. We can just let that turret is doing a wonderful job for us. Solid headshot. Some money. Always love some money. Okay, cool. So, we can either rush to try and get to the research camera, or we can finish things off now.
Like old Peach knows where to find the research camera. Seems a decent enough source. No doubt he'll wait until after you've done his errands to stick a shiv in your belly.
I think we'll try and get to the next sort of main area. There's a few sort of minor battles that we'll do. This is essentially this area that's just been opened to us. So just keep just always remind yourself that you are frail. You are frail, and it. I hate nitros. They're the enemy I hate most in the game are the nitro splicers. I just am terrible at dealing with them. Okay, so we might as well continue on through here. Okay, so there should be an area where we can go underground. You can see there's an audio diary down there. That is what we're looking for. There it is. So you can duck down through here, and we'll start seeing some enemies actually appear above us, maybe on the way back. But we get our new diary.
Something must be done about Fontaine. While I was buying buildings and fish futures, he was cornering the market on genotypes and nucleotide sequences. Rapture is transforming before my eyes. The great chain is pulling away from it. Perhaps it's time to give it a tug.
There you see the two splicers located just above us.
We have turned away from your life.
Thankfully, anti-personnel rounds are incredibly valuable at just the standard enemy types. So well worth just you always like anti-personnel rounds, and then probably obviously the electric buck, the armor piercing rounds obviously for big daddies, but anti-personnel rounds for the splicers. The difference, the sort of like the difference you see in how much damage they do relative to the standard weapon is pretty immense. Okay, yeah. I was kind of hoping to get to the research camera, but that's definitely not going to happen. Instead, what we'll do is we'll just... that was sort of like at the start of this episode by now. I know we're definitely not going to. But I think we'll continue to make our way forwards. So we're going to be up on the upper level now of the wharf. We're going to see... This is usually where we see another big daddy. We get our first set of proximity mines. Essentially, you know, is there to show you that, you know, you can be tactical with them. And as you can see that, we actually have a third little sister of this area. But we will save that. For the next episode, assuming that we can survive these guys. There we go. Whew. So another diary.
I saw one of the smugglers having a game of catching on the docks today. This surprised me because his hands were crippled during the war.
He was unloading the barge the other day when he was bitten from the sea slug. He woke up the next morning and he found he could move his fingers for the first time in years. I asked him if he still had that sea slug. As luck would have it, he did.
Okay, so that is going to be it for this episode. In the next episode, we may well try this next Big Daddy here. And see how we fare against him, although there are, I think, easier places to take on the Big Daddies around here. We obviously have some more power because we have the grenade launcher with us. And indeed, it looks like this little sister will be maybe disappearing soon, or maybe not. But anyway, I hope to see you in the next episode where, yeah, we'll be continuing making our way through Neptune's bounty.